Alright, let's see. I think this is Sakamoto days. Yeah.
Spring 2024 was quite good for shonen fans, don't you agree? New Demon Slayer, Kaiju number 8, new My Hero Academia, Windbreaker, and loads more. But let's get ahead of ourselves a bit, and just for a short time, leave those hype shows behind. After all, the anime industry's got a lot of stuff lined up for us later this year, and all the way to the next one. So that's right, today's list will have us look at 10 of my most anticipated shonen titles set to take the stage either later this year or the next. Sequels, new anime, you've got them all in there. So, I hate to keep you waiting, let's begin.
Get it. Oh, brother, hurry
Doing
up.
a video on samurai anime. Why don't we open with a newcomer to the genre, Blue Walls of Mibu.
Now, I can
Japan
say
has
that
no shortage of turbulent eras, but one of the most popular ones to be depicted in popular culture is the end of the Edo period. This era, one that heavily involved the Shinsengumi, is probably on par with the Sengoku era in popularity, and it's right up there in terms of political upheaval. In the midst of all this is an orphan, Neo, who trudges on with his own sense of justice. It's then that he meets two prominent figures, Toshizo Hijikata and Soji Okita, back when the Shinsengumi was still known as the Miburo, the titular Blue Walls of Mibu. Neo decides to join the ranks of the Blue Walls, but will a cruel new perspective of the world bring an end to his ideals? We've got no shortage of historical action anime involving samurai characters, but Blue Walls takes a rather
like I was saying,
approach,
Samurai Champloo, that's like one of the first anime that I like really started to fuck with.
All
so
while giving us a look at the Japanese society that gave way to its rise. It's a promising new addition to the samurai anime clade, and it's set to premiere this fall. Tougen Anki comes in next at number 9. Oni and Momotaro are two factions at war. While the former causes chaos, the latter protects the human world from the former. Rebellious and unruly Shiki finds himself caught in the crossfire as his father, a Momotaro, gives up his life defending him from another Momotaro. Turns out Shiki's an Oni, and this incident is the spark plug that ignites his awakening. There's never been a bad time for more supernatural action series, and this looks every bit as exciting for those who are already fans of the genre. The premise is something you've probably seen before, reminding me of, say, Blue Exorcist or Jujutsu Kaisen. In its manga form, however, it boasts some amazing art, and only time will tell.
That one definitely looks like something that's more on like the darker side.
It's a surprising dark horse series. It's scheduled for 2025, so a lot can change from here on out, but for now, that's an anime that you can add to your watch list. At number 8, we have Dragon Ball Daima.
I can't keep up with all these damn Dragon Ball series as they keep coming out.
It wasn't too long ago that one of the greatest minds in anime history passed, but we still have one last chance to give him a fitting send-off. Yes, Akira Toriyama had left behind one final project.
Gotta pull one out for my man Toriyama.
And it's set to air this 2024. Dragon Ball Daima, however, takes the fans' favourite cast in a new direction, much to the mixed reactions from the fans. I mean, kid versions of the characters, and a canon spin-off to both Z and Super at that. With it also taking inspiration from legends of the Japanese pop culture scene like Dragon Quest, it would be awesome to see what Toriyama was cooking. All I can be sure is that despite Daima seemingly being aimed at a younger audience, old-time anime fans will have something to like too. It is Dragon Ball after all, and Daima may just be the last hurrah that looks to shake things up in a way that fans have never seen before.
I mean, well, I guess it's like making something a little more canonical with Kid Goku and not like in the fucking Dragon Ball GT way.
In what some people heralded as the renaissance of video game anime, Shangri-La Frontier debuted last year to quite a resounding success. Over the past few years, video game anime has become a mixed bag of reception, so to speak, and while you get some entertaining ones like Bofuri, the cynicism with the genre, possibly partly thanks to how it conflates with a lot of forgettable isekai, is understandable. Thankfully though, Shangri-La Frontier came by being an anime that really felt like it was made as a love letter to real-life gamers with this game-centric plot that had a lot of heart put into it. For once, the gaming aspects didn't take a back seat, and it came as little surprise, well, to me at least, that a sequel was announced. What was surprising was how soon it was scheduled. Fall 2024 is the date to mark on your calendars. So with only months to go, it won't be too long before we have ourselves a reunion with Sunraku and the rest of the gang.
Birdman.
We'll have a lot more sequels coming our way, but it's time to move from them and focus on more new anime like Blue Box.
Oh.
As we move to the relatively more mundane alleys of high school life, we have Blue Box, a sports anime coming our way this October. Our protagonist, Daiki, has always put his heart...
Now, I have been getting a little bit more into the romance anime. Like, of course, I've already made a video about My Dress Up Darling, and then Apothecary Diaries. That's another good one that I was surprised that I liked. Being the shonen boy that I am and everything. Did that go back a little bit? Now, when it comes now, sports anime, that's something that I've never really like resonated with or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's just finish this trailer. We'll see.
Protagonist Daiki has always put his heart into the sport of badminton. He's also a work ethic extraordinaire, the type of guy who's the first person in the gym for practice. This time, however, he seems to have found his match. Basketball rising star Jinatsu, someone he takes a liking to and happens to always beat him to the punch with practice. The two seem fated to drift far apart, with the up-and-coming Jinatsu being too out of Daiki's league. That is, until one fateful day when Daiki finds out that Jinatsu has become his housemate. If there's one thing that can close the gap between two sports-minded individuals, it's the spirit of competition. Setting his sights on the nationals, Daiki starts training, hoping to build on his budding new relationship. Romance and sports series aren't a combination you see too often. Quite underutilized if you ask me, given how real-life romances between sports stars is something which isn't exactly uncommon. Our two main characters also have good chemistry, so their developing bond will be definitely at the forefront of this series moving forward.
We'll see.
We've got 5 more shonen anime to go, so don't go anywhere. Before that though, I'd like to ask you for a like if you're liking what you've seen so far. It helps the channel and the video do well, and it will make me happy and motivated to keep making these lists.
Make sure you leave a like on this video.
We get back to our sequels with Hell's Paradise Season 2. Hell's Paradise had a rather wild ride of a history. Entering its season, it had a lot of hype, being one of the more anticipated shonen series thanks to its intriguing plot in the hands of Mappa. It managed to push through and became a decently entertaining watch with some great fights and character work. It did feel a bit too short. I mean, that would get addressed, however, as a second season has been announced. Gabimaru and the group's journey through the treacherous island continues with even bigger challenges ahead of them. The plot thickens as more lines are drawn in the battle against the Tencent, with the first season having roughly covered a third
that the
of the
anime
manga
that
material.
Yuzu
I'm
Hero is
expecting
from?
a third season to follow for things to get wrapped up. So if you're even mildly interested in the series, don't miss the second season. Blue Lock is also getting a sequel. It's number 4.
I don't know what it is. I don't know, like,
sports
whenever it
genre
comes
the
to like
past couple of
sports
years,
anime,
one name
I
has
just
stood out and
I mean they can be good. Like, if you like them, you like them, but it's like they make it so intense, and it's like they're putting that, you know, that stereotypical intensity, like anime intensity on top of it, but it's like, bro, you're just kicking a soccer ball. I'm not trying to, you know, blow any smoke at any Blue Lock fans out there. But like Baki and Hajime no Ippo, and, you know, hell, even Slam Dunk is like okay, but, you know, I guess just because I'm not really a sports fan in general, the sports genre in anime wouldn't really resonate with me. So I guess that makes sense. That makes sense.
Stuck. Blue Lock has definitely risen above its peers in terms of popularity and overall appeal, becoming quite the merchandising juggernaut. That's partly expected though, since it's the sports show that doesn't play along with the rules of the sports show, being framed more as a sports take on the dark battle royale genre. It looked good, was exciting to watch, and had a lot of cool moments the fans will remember. If there's a knock on season 1 though,
you see that shot? It was all intense, but I'm like, bro, they're just kicking a soccer ball.
With a new directorial
It's
team,
different
it's looking like
if you're doing like a fucking Getsuga show or, you know, a domain expansion, but they're just kicking the ball, man.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that they bring their A game. Sakamoto Days opens our top 3, and it's a blast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The greatest hitman of all time left that life in the underworld behind, having found love. Now he's known as Sakamoto, everyday convenience store clerk. Turns out leaving behind a reputation like his is more than he bargained for, because it seems that many people from his past line of work didn't get the notice. Partners and enemies alike still go after him, and holding on to his promise to completely drop his past of killing people,
I think I actually tried to watch Sakamoto Days.
Overcoming these trials, all for the sake of his store, his town, and all he holds dear. Here's a fun one. Sakamoto Days has been a manga that many people have enjoyed since its inception in 2020.
But like, one thing that I distinctly remember, that like, it's animated like, you know, like the people on YouTube that like animate mangas, like, you know, before they become anime, like how they'll do like all the different still shots, and they'll like edit it all together with like music and like sound effects and stuff. It's kind of done like that. Like, there are little bits and pieces of actual anime tied in, but it's mostly like those still shots from like the manga. And that's just a style that I guess it's one of those like, if you like it, you like it kind of things. And I don't know, it just seemed very out of place for me.
The John Wick-esque premise isn't anything new, as we've already had a lot of these series featuring a guy leaving a shady past behind, only for the past to come knocking on the door again. But if it works, it works. And boy, does Sakamoto Days make it work with how it blends its action scenes with spirited comedy. In a landscape dominated by dark shonen works, Sakamoto Days feels like a comfy change of pace. It's going to be a welcome addition to the lineup that looks to open 2025.
I might revisit it. I might. We'll see.
The next part of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War is
upon
upon
this
us.
one goes without saying. Got the whole internet in a fucking frenzy because people are like, "Oh my god, Bleach is amazing!" And it's like, bro, we've been here since like 2008. We know.
It more than made up for it with so much added content, so much context, and added fights that helped showcase what made Bleach such a blockbuster in its heyday. With the second season ending on a cliffhanger, fans were left waiting for the next part. And here we are. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War is set to return with its third part, subtitled The Conflict, promising the return of a lot of fan favorites as well as the usual fare of added scenes to help build the world's lore. This third part looks to continue the momentum from the first two parts in building to what's already become the definitive way to enjoy Bleach's final arc. Expect expanded battles, more world building culmination, and a lot of plot of relevant things to be revealed, all which never found a spot in the original manga. Bleach fans rejoice, we're going to be feasting this 2024.
Oh yeah.
Finishing up the list, we have Dandadan.
It's already, yeah, it's a hit. Nothing more to say. It's a hit.
It's time to go wild. Dandadan is one of the hottest new shows in town, and it's unlike anything we've seen before. You know, a lot of people use that saying as a hyperbole of sorts, but one look at Dandadan and you know I'm not exaggerating. It's an adventure that's really out of this world with how off the rails things go. Ghosts, aliens, monsters, and everything else under the sun. It feels like someone took Mob Psycho's premise and chucked all sorts of genre elements at it at the weirdest and most absurd ways possible, and the result is a glorious mess. A catastrophic concoction of madness,
Dandadan,
yet
that's an anime that's going to take a full analysis, and that'll be coming soon.
Thanks to its spectacular characters who all do a lot of heavy lifting to make things work. As a manga, it is indeed a solid series, but here's to hoping that the anime will live up to the hype. Fall just can't come sooner.
I'll definitely have to jot some of those down, and like I say, you know, there were a couple of them that were all right. I guess I'll check out Blue Box because, you know, like I say, the fucking romance genre, it's kind of been growing on me as of late, and I guess it's because, you know, I've just been branching out as a whole, trying not to just be so shonen centric when it comes to my anime choices. Yeah, that one, Togen Anki, and Hell's Paradise are probably going to be the ones that I'm really gonna check out and just see what's going on with them. And if there's any new anime that are upcoming that you're going to be checking out that wasn't in this video, then by all means, let me know down there dibbly below so that we can just kind of chop it up and talk about it.